Coffee Club, Coffee Club. Grind your beans and grab your favorite mug. It's Olli, Morgan, George, and Gus. It's them boys from Coffee Club. Boys from Coffee Club.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Coffee Club podcast for episode 140. Today, I just looking over the notes, it's really hit me that I think this will be potentially the biggest week in athletics of this year in terms of just action, just amount of big races. We have Europeans, NCAAs, New York Grand Prix and Portland Track Fest, and probably like a bunch of others. But
and we're not racing at all.
And we're just talking.
We're just talking.
We've had to take the week off in order to podcast.
So, yeah, we got so much to cover. But, I don't even know if we're actually going to be able to cover that stuff that much in terms of previewing it because we have some massive recaps. First and foremost, the boys getting back from Oslo and Stockholm. My head's a little bit twisted because we're filming like later. So, like, I think last time we filmed a normal episode was almost 10 days ago now. Getting off that routine is really... I don't know what I can't remember what we've talked about, like what has happened since the last podcast because it's a lot.
Lots happened, yeah. Particularly now, like the Diamond Leagues, because of the big break with Europeans and the trials and stuff like that. I feel like the Diamond Leagues have been bang bang and then big break, and then it'll be bang bang again with Monaco and London.
Bang
and then,
bang Paris.
And then Paris, bang 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 bang, and then done. So yeah, lots happened, but yeah, it's an exciting time to be a track fan.
Bang, bang, bang. Well, I'm very happy to have the boys, George and Olli, all back here in the studio this week. I think, yeah. So now I'm realizing last week we filmed over the internet, correct?
We did.
Okay. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah, that was in my little hotel room.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And you're in Ollie's little closet.
Yeah, that feels like so long ago.
It does, particularly for me. With I'm sure George too. With just the travel, when you travel like that. So that quickly back and forth from a place very far away, it does feel like it's a long time.
The funniest thing, sorry, it's not that funny. It's a serious matter. But considering what happened, I just have memory of, and we'll get into this much more. I have memory of speaking to you boys, and George has been like, "Man, I'm feeling so good coming off the flight, Oslo, first day, crushing it."
I do remember that.
Don't
as well.
remind me.
And then,
that's so sad.
I know. It's not fun. Yeah.
It was
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that feels a long time ago for me because it was pre.
Your body has been through a lot
calm
of different
before
changes.
the storm.
Changes
The calm
since
before
then.
the storm.
Oh, so good. But before we get into all that, we do have some lovely bean shout-outs to get into today. I guess
One each.
A trio. I'll get us started off. These ones came to us via Joe Fika Coffee in Luston, Minnesota. Probably pronouncing that wrong. From a man by the name of Josh Lindstrom. Apparently these are amazing, right?
I think Joe has a clicker, if no one caught that. Clicker, I'm pretty sure he has a subscription to them.
He does, yeah.
I think it's legit.
Okay, well, excited to try these then.
Yeah, I think
It's a good bag too. It's a hefty bag. It's hefty.
Yeah, it looks good. Guatemala. Always love a Guatemala roast.
Nice Guatemala roast. Light roast. Know what we like. Josh, thank you very much for those. And then the other two come both from Prefontaine, right?
Yeah,
They are. Mine are especially well traveled. Mine have come from Eugene and then they went via Oslo and Stockholm.
Yeah.
This is a well traveled bag of beans. These come from Andrew from Steel Performance. And I actually got these mid cool down. Or I was trying to run from the warm up area at Pre after the race to the river to do a post race workout type Ritz special. And somehow I'd lost Olli because
I went back to get my credential.
Olli forgot his bloody credential, which I told him he didn't. I'm sure we didn't need it.
We did.
Maybe we did.
Because I lost it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it got stolen.
Oh, yeah, it got stolen.
It got stolen with my water bottle,
It got stolen at the river, so
yeah.
That,
good old Eugene.
And then so I was like,
Damn.
I was standing, like I ran a little bit down the road to wait for Olli, and then, I don't know, we never found each other again until the river, but I was just standing there, but people were coming out of the meet, and this guy must have just been like destined to meet on this bit of street because he was literally holding me, he had them ready.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Fortunately.
So yeah.
And then so I hid them in a bush because I couldn't get
I'm
back.
surprised those didn't get stolen though, to be fair. That's impressive that you were able to hide it.
Yeah. So these went in a bush for a while and then they went all the way to Europe and back. And very excited. Oh, I guess, who are they from? Stamp Act Coffee in Seattle. Milk Money. We like the
name. Yeah, I do like
the
the name
roast.
a lot.
Milk Money seasonal espresso. I actually had these this morning. I tried them. They're really good. So thank you. And he offered us his gym if we're ever in Seattle.
I'll take a gym.
Yeah, I'll have it.
Yeah, wait. I think he's giving us his gym. No.
Wait, yeah, is this the deeds wrapped
Just
up in
to
the end
just
of the
to
bag?
just to use the gym,
Use the
not
gym.
actually giving us the gym.
I would love to go to Seattle and take advantage of that
Yeah.
offer.
Personal
just
training,
fly there and do
personal
it.
training studio,
I'll get personally trained.
Steel Performance. So, yeah.
Wait, when you said Steel Performance initially, I did think that was the roaster, but now everything has full circle makes sense.
I didn't explain that well. I was thinking Andrew from Steel Performance because that's what his thing is. But
Makes sense.
Beans from Stamp Act.
It all makes sense.
Got there in the end.
Thank you, Andrew.
What do you got? Whole
I
bag?
got one chucked to me when I was exiting the track by a fan. I made him write his name so that I wouldn't forget. So it's Tom from Portland. Thank you, Tom. We got a Portland Coffee Roasters, Portland House, whole bean, medium roast, organic blend. It's USDA, or just letting you guys know. So,
USDA organic.
Organic.
I don't know if you can trust that.
well,
This one isn't. I mean, you can trust it, I guess.
I think you can trust it. But
what does that really mean, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but it looks like it's got a cool bag. And thank you, Tom, for bringing it. We're definitely if there's an apocalypse, if something happens where there's like a zombie apocalypse or something like that, we're definitely stocked for coffee beans. And particularly if coffee beans became currency, we would be the kings
We'd be rich.
of the post-apocalyptic world. Because
Caffeine
we have a lot of coffee.
caffeine will not be an issue for us in the
Yeah.
near future.
So we'll be caffeine to the gills. Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Great
It's
week for beans.
Great
so
week for
nice to
beans.
get some beans. Just makes
Oh,
us
I
so
love it.
happy. Thank you. And a couple of other things. Gus Plushies have all officially shipped. Thank you so much to everyone who did order them, and a huge apologies to all who missed out. As we mentioned, it was pretty limited, and they did end up selling out pretty quick. So yeah, sorry to everyone who jumped on there. I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see. Did you guys see on the Instagram story that someone said that they missed it because their baby was being born?
Yeah.
I did just see that.
I mean, not a great excuse, but
Yeah, I was going to say you should have been on that. Well, I mean, yeah. How quickly did they sell out?
2 minutes about. Yeah. But there weren't that many. But
Yeah, we didn't have that many. But I was getting a few DMs from people that mentioned they were a bit upset because they thought they maybe, was there bots? Was there like something wrong with the website? It's like, no, we just didn't have that many Gus plushies, unfortunately. But it's lovely to see that people wanted a bit of Gus with them, bit of special coffee club mascot. Maybe, gives you good luck. Hopefully to the people that got it, and sorry for the people that didn't.
And we will have other merch coming out soon, and hopefully in the future we will do more plushie based stuff. We'll see what happens. But Dathan had some. Dathan, like, you know how he randomly has like good ideas and stuff. Like, I don't mean like he just generally randomly has ideas, but sometimes he'll get really focused on something. And I brought the Gus plushie to training one day, and he started like just spitballing stuff. And he was like, "Man, you should have it so that like every cross country team has one, and like they get like a collar that's like for their high school, you know."
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's like they're like, I can imagine like a
They're like travels with the team or
Travels
something.
with the
I
team.
heard him saying this.
yeah. I was like, that's a good idea.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
And then like they'd post about it and we could put it on our social.
yeah.
Just follow their journey and stuff and shout them out in the podcast.
Yeah, we take advantage of their labor.
Yeah, 100%. Easy.
There are definitely like traditions out there like that where like a team has to travel with something. Otherwise,
I guess the funny thing with that is that every team already does technically have a mascot, probably.
Yeah.
So we can't just replace every.
well, we can do it for all the schools.
Wait, this is our mascot. We could travel with.
We could do it for all the schools that are the something Bulldogs.
Yeah,
That
would work
that's
well.
a hack right there.
That is a hack, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Now that I'm thinking, we should just make him the official OAC mascot. Because do we have a mascot?
I thought the mascot was Ritz.
True, and
Yeah.
he's everywhere. Yeah,
The OAC Bulldogs.
yeah. That'd be powerful.
I mean, yeah, I think we should just take over.
I mean, Pete's Dragons, that exists.
Pete's Dragons does
Unofficially?
exist. Unofficially. What's Mark?
I think they would have had a
Michael
lot.
Smith's.
I think they would have had a lot
Call
more
him Mark
success
Smith for a second there.
if they were Pete's Dragons. I think they would have had a lot more success.
Yeah, true. What about
Smithers?
yes,
Whatever,
Smithers? Is he
Lumbert.
Smithers? Waylon Smithers from The Simpsons? Is that his mascot?
I mean, so they're the Lumberjacks, and the pro team doesn't exist technically. So
Collective. So he's an imaginary mascot.
yeah,
The mascot's imaginary.
that's
But
a tough one.
Michael carries him around all the time. The mascot. It's a he, I guess. I've just,
yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
We'll work on that. This is early team building stuff for the pro world, which clearly needs a lot of work. But Gus can be our unofficial mascot for now. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who got one, and hopefully we have some other cool stuff coming for you guys soon. Final little thing to cover, just so that we don't miss it. I just want to put this in the beginning so we don't miss it because there's so much action. We do have a bunch of our teammates doing some pretty awesome racing this week, so I wanted to give them a shout out so you guys can go watch and follow along. We have Europeans, Cinta in the 1500 first round. I don't actually know when everyone is competing now that I'm saying. I just know when Cinta's racing mostly, but she's doing the 1500, which is like Friday, Sunday. And then Jonas is doing the 5K, 10K double at Europeans, representing Switzerland.
10K first? Or
10K is first on day 2. And Mario is doing the 1500, representing Spain. And that's at the end of the championships. And Europeans, I don't know if it's just because like my head is buried under the sand, but I really haven't seen that much about it so far.
It's been quiet.
Hype, but it's going to be such an amazing meet. So...
particularly in Olympic year, like, you know, people come out of the woodwork and turn up usually, but the Europeans, they're very, 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 very intense and passionate about Europeans.
Yeah.
European countries love it.
Yeah.
As
Like,
they
it
should.
went really well 2 years ago. Like the meet was amazing. It was in Munich, sold out a bunch. But it was after Eugene Worlds. So this year it's like pre, which is, I'm not sure how common it is because I don't really follow Europeans previously.
Yeah, I think
previous
it's a bit
Olympic
weird.
years, but I think it's good if you still trying to qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah,
That's when it's really useful because area champs have a shit ton of points.
Okay,
So it's
hella
good.
points.
It's really good for those people.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh yeah, that's good Europeans as before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking with Ritz about how in the 5K, like the men's 5K specifically, like so many people are hitting the standard. Like I think a lot more already than they expected, which I think is true of almost every event. And so, like, it's like, man, maybe no one will make it on rankings. And Jakob doesn't have the standard. He just has it in on rankings. And we were trying to work out, like what his 3 performances are. And we were like, well, he has a 13-11 winning worlds. Pretty good. He has a 7-24 winning the Diamond League final. Pretty good. What's his third 5K performance? I'm not sure. And then we're like, probably go win Europeans as well. Get hella points. But,
Is this to qualify for the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is already the highest ranked person in the world without the standard.
Yeah. So
I thought you meant for Europeans. Like he didn't even
What's
have
he ranked
that.
in the 5K officially?
I actually don't know.
I wonder, without hitting the standard, I wonder how high he's ranked. I actually want to look that up because I'm super
I
curious.
think he's decent, but I don't know what
I can
he's.
imagine he is.
I can't. What's the last 5K he raced that wasn't world champs?
Semi-final. I think his other one is just the semi-final.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
there
think
wasn't.
he raced any last year that weren't.
So he literally just has semi-final, final,
That's
and
baller.
pre.
That's pretty baller.
Let's see. Here.
Oh yeah, because they gave him because to get into the Diamond League final, he just had like a wild card.
Dude,
right?
Or did his 2 mile qualify him?
Oh yeah.
Wait.
His
No.
World Athletics profile picture is amazing.
Oh, he's dying.
Look, it's so good. He just looks so uninterested. It's so good.
Maybe he qualified in that. Was that a Diamond League? Yeah, Paris.
Holy fuck,
I
that's
don't know,
actually
man.
impressive. All right, guess
Okay,
what
what's
his
his-
guess what his world ranking is for his men's
Sixth.
overall ranking is insane. But guess his men's 5K ranking without hitting the standard.
I think it's like
Fourth.
I think it's like 8th.
You were the closest, 5th.
He's 5th.
That's crazy.
What's
That's
his-
crazy.
What's his? Is it just the semis
He's-
and the finals?
His
see?
men's overall ranking is 3rd as well, which is insane.
Strong.
Let's see, men's 5,000. Okay, he is 5th. He has World Athletics Championships Budapest, which he won. Diamond League final, he won. 723. And then the European Championships,
Oh, that's still in there.
1321.
That's what we were talking about today.
Yeah. Okay.
For some reason,
It just carries
Dude,
over.
the crazy thing is the points, though. It's
Wait, from-
1474 points, 1460 points for the Diamond League final and for the World Championship win. But then his Europeans isn't that much. It's 1283.
wait,
It's
like
200
Europeans,
points
like
less.
2022.
Yeah, it would be.
2022, yep.
So we were just talking about that today. For some reason, area champs seems to last A
Two
full
years.
extra year.
2 years. I think until the next one, maybe.
That
that's the
seems
hack.
crazy.
That's the hack. The rankings hack. Go race your area champs, everyone.
Dude,
Yeah, that's the other meet
Hendrick's
on
still
right
ranked
now. Come
top
on.
45.
Yeah.
Give us shout out to the Oceania Champs. That's on right now, bro.
True.
Can't believe you
Go
left.
Team Australia.
Can't believe you left that out.
Take home the gold. Take home the gold. But yeah, Europeans is going to, like, such good racing is going down there in probably every single event. So check it out. I don't know exactly. I hope it works, but I saw that it's on like Eurovision Sport, and I made an account for it. It didn't so far. I mean, the meet hasn't started, but so far it looks like it's just going to work without a VPN or anything. But I'm sure there'll be, if that doesn't work, I'm sure there'll be some other way to watch it. But
Discord.
yeah, on the Discord.
Discord, surely.
So
Josh Kerr, Jake Whitecastle, neither racing, right?
is that I don't know if that's what's confirmed. But
Josh Kerr's running Portland.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think Jake's running New York. So
Why the hell is Jake running New York?
Because
that's a great question.
I asked him at pre and I can't remember what he said, but it was a valid reason. I think it was mostly
It's a
because
real tease.
I think he wanted to race. There was a reason why, and he told me, and I've completely forgotten. I feel like an idiot now. But there's a reason why he didn't run Europeans. I think it's mostly because of the Olympics and because of trials.
But then why would he travel?
All the way back to New York.
Yeah, because
He was just in Stockholm with
Yeah.
me. Now he's coming back a week later to New York.
You must be getting paid for that, maybe.
But it's not even like, I mean, it is a big meet, the New York Grand Prix, but it's not as big as some other meets. I don't know.
Maybe he just
Yeah,
likes
that is
racing.
strange.
Nothing wrong with that.
But if he likes racing, he would go to Europeans.
Oh yeah.
Because Europeans would just mean more.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
we'll get to more of that. But
Sage is in New York.
and then
Well,
Sage is also
on the
racing,
topic
yeah.
of New York.
She's doing the 800. I mean, she's only doing 800s for now until the trials. So, yeah. Well, maybe she's not even doing a 1500 at the trials, depending how the 800 goes. Because I think the 800 is first.
Hopefully she doesn't have to run the 1500.
So, yeah, just 800s. But this New York meet is looking pretty sick as well. So, I think we'll try get to that stuff at the end. But it's just like between that NCAAs. I mean, I don't even think we're qualified. I think we've been out of the NCAAs for so long that we're barely qualified to cover NCAA action anymore.
I've been following the results and I'm like, I mean,
I can tell you who the favorites are.
yeah, that's it. I can't really talk about much else.
Yeah.
So
we'll
except
see
my
what we-
favorite guy, the freshman from India in the University of Florida, the George Beamish kick.
Is he your favorite NCAA runner?
At the moment, no, he's one of my favorites. My favorite, like Adam Spencer. Obviously, I want Adam to win 1500.
You got a shout out in the heats for having been beaten by Adam Spencer.
I'm sure that was a shout out. Yeah.
They said they gave you a little compliment in there though. They said something about Adam Spencer beating Olympic finalist Olli Hoare in the Australian champs.
That the compliment was that I was an Olympic finalist.
Yeah, and then also saying, yeah, they threw that in there at the same time they were saying you'd been beaten by
It's a compliment to you, but it's more of a compliment to Adam.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say I
true.
don't know
Yeah,
if that's
true.
a compliment to me, but
It is I mean, that's
Olympic champion Matt Centrowitz gets dead last in the 800.
That's-
Is that still a compliment?
Is Centro racing this weekend anyway?
I don't know. He just pulled out. No, but to get back to it, they're not saying that.
No, but that's what it sounds like a little bit.
No,
No.
they're saying that this guy is good enough to make the Olympic final. That's how good he is, which is a compliment. That's a pretty high
Oh,
compliment.
for Adam.
No, they're saying that they're trying to give context to how good you are by saying you're Olympic finalist, and then they're saying Olli is really, really good, but Adam beat him.
Yeah, true. Okay, now yeah.
So Adam's
So Adam's a very
Adam's
good
in
Olympic
form right
finalist,
now.
pretty much. You pass over the baton.
that's how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually.
yeah.
NCAA finalist.
But he is one of my favorites because he's got the George Beamish kick, but it didn't get him through to the final, unfortunately.
He's got
He's
to
got to work. He's got to
positioning
call
a
you
little
and
bit.
have a bit of a chat about how to execute that kick, George.
He
Yeah.
runs out in lane 3 at the
Yeah.
back. At the back too much.
I never do that. I always stay.
Yeah, you
in the
usually
rail as late as
stay in
possible.
the yeah.
Yeah. I was watching him during the race. I was like, I wouldn't have done that.
He just lost his textbook.
Yeah, he left his textbook back at the library.
Yeah. But yeah, so good luck to our teammates. Go support them. That's why I'm wearing the Forza Italia, because it's in Rome as well. I don't even know if we mentioned that. So huge for Italy.
Rome, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Home place.
Home place for the European Championships.
Ben Eidenschenk. Shout out to Ben Eidenschenk. Yeah.
Shall we do some recaps?
Shall we? So Oslo. which was a whole week ago now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you remember that far back, Ollie?
I can't remember.
Sometimes.
I mean,
if I try really hard.
I would love for you to take us through the actual race and how it all played out, because it was so stacked. But I know that you're going to have to also tell us exactly the conversation between Jakob and yourself, because that was most of the coverage that I saw after the race was either about Jakob's epic dive finish or what did he say to Olli?
Well,
because he had such a big. You guys both had such big smiles on your face.
I don't know.
Faces.
You just looked so happy to see Jakob after the race.
Well, you guys know that Jakob and I have a special relationship. You guys know that for sure, right?
He's like, I haven't seen.
I
you
mean,
since my
we spent the whole week.
Yeah.
We spent the whole week at his house.
Yeah, we spent a while in the guest closet, and then I was at his honeymoon as well. Yeah, filming it.
Will you be at the birth of his child? Like next
He's going
week?
to name his child after me. That's what he told me. No, I'm kidding. But no, the race. I mean, like I forgot with the scheduling just how close Prix and Oslo were, which was kind of insane.
What was it? 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
So flying from Eugene and Oslo is like not an easy place to get to from Eugene either. I had to go back through Denver to Munich and then Munich to Oslo. So the travel was like always going to be tough, but pretty smooth mostly. Got a lot of rest when I needed to, and I actually felt decently good coming off the plane and getting back into like literally I think I got in, had a day, and then did pre-meet before the race, which is like was kind of crazy, but it was pretty sweet. It was nice to hang out with George when I could before the tragic accident of getting sick. We saunaed together. We hung out with Christian. Shout out Christian. Really nice guy. Norwegian running superstar, king of Norway, next to the Ingebrigtsen brothers. He kind of showed us around a little bit.
Who's Christian again?
His backstory is kind of crazy. So Jordan was telling me his backstory. He used to play professional poker. Or we used to play poker, and then kind of got it into like a bit of a I don't know, bit of a stint, bit of a rut, and then got into running, like really got into running. And then he got really good. Like he ran like 2:21 in the marathon, so like decent runner. And then he like had a big following in Norway for that.
Oh, so he was famous as a poker player.
He's famous as a runner now. Like mostly.
He had a big podcast.
Yeah, he has a podcast.
He said it was getting like 10,000 listens a week or something.
Yeah,
in Norway.
he's a massive podcast in Norway. He's like super popular guy. Like people come up and get photos with him. So
okay, cool.
Very famous bloke in Norway. Very nice
run.
guy. Yeah, super nice bloke. And then got to hang out with OSC Europe, Marta, Robert Farkin, and George Mills. Dominic was there as well. That was cool to see those guys. Did some pre-meet with them. And then pretty much
his nickname Treadmills
George Treadmills
has never fit better.
Honestly, I'm so glad I fucking put that on him. George Treadmills.
I think you like initiated his
treadmill running.
His rise into.
So I'll take credit for his sub 13 performance.
Did he still run on a treadmill in Oslo?
No, we did a post workout on the track, but we almost got killed by a massive truck, which I'll get into a little bit later.
Sorry,
but no, you're good. But it was nice catching up with them, and then Risk got in the day of the race. Oh no, the night before the race, I think, and just talked about like obviously trying to improve from Prix. Like positioning was important. Try and get up the front, position yourself well, and just race the race. So got into the race, did not position myself well, went straight to the back. And then kept moving around. I just like a lot of movement in this race, which I was a little like pretty disappointed with. Just like I think I'm very, very happy with how the race went, but it was a very scrappy and very like messy race. So the way I performed was like I was really, really proud of myself, but it was a very messy race if you weren't third. I think behind Elliot Giles, it was just people moving around, constantly going around. No one could settle. And when you're running like 3:30 pace, it's like, that's just so stupid. But I was like passing people wide, like on the outside. I was just trying to get to a position that I wanted to, and it reminded me a bit of World Champ semifinal in Eugene. And I was like, I can't like do that. But I executed my race still decently well, and I was able to close, almost like catching that pack in front of me. And I ran 3:31 something. So
and you came sixth.
Not bad. So I was pretty happy with it. Like I definitely felt like I finished in the same kind of.
George is
dying.
That wasn't on the mics, right?
No.
Sorry, Abram.
I definitely felt like I could perform that race like better next time, but it's just like a very big jump for me from pre to Oslo, like the way I performed, and I'm very, very proud of that. And to run like 3:31 in the end of May was a pretty cool thing to be where I'm at from where I was before, or even at national championships. So I'm really happy with it in general. I just wish my tactics would get better, but that's just all a part of racing. So I'm pretty satisfied overall. Just the movement around and just getting better positioning. That's just something that's going to have to come in the next time I race, which is hopefully Monaco.
Yeah, I feel like you're still progressing forwards really nicely, but you just got to get back to that place where you just go stick on Jakob.
Yeah, I used to I remember I looked back at because I'm not very good at watching myself race. I hate watching myself race. But I forced myself to watch the past 2 times I raced in Oslo. The one where I ran 3:29, I kind of just avoided because I was dealing with the pelvis stuff. But the one before then, when I ran and I was like a pretty good field too, actually. I ran 3:47. I was like in a perfect position, stuck on riding Jakob, and then it just kind of worked its way. So I looked at that and I was like, okay, I used to do it before. I just got to get out there and just hold my position, which I need to do better because I just let people go around me and then go around them. So
yeah, that's what's changed a lot in the last couple of years. I've had this conversation with a couple of people just recently, like Ritz and Jordan and I don't know, just people close to the team about how there was just like an expectation, or maybe it wasn't. This is actually just mostly like a question for you and what you think has changed from the year, was it 2022?
2 years ago?
2022, when Jakob would take the lead and then everyone else would just defer to you to go behind Jakob. It was like, and I'm not sure if it's just because, like, obviously you were in the shape of your life running 3:47 and, you know, you're pretty close to that, and you probably will be in a short amount of time, but, you know, maybe you're not right now. But do you think, like, people would just, like, almost defer to you? Like, you just, like, walked into the spot behind Jakob every time. It was like, you didn't have to think about it. Or, and in like that race with Oslo, like, only 2 people broke 350.
I think that's what the big difference is.
I think that's
maybe,
the difference.
like, do you think it's, like, that people are now just... Like, do you think the level has just risen that everyone now wants that spot behind Jakob, and that now it's literally just, like, harder to get that spot?
I think the way 1500-meter racing is right now is everyone's so much better, and everyone's realized that they can train and perform. Like, there's a belief in the event now. Like, I think when you go into a 5K and you know someone's going to run 12:36, it's like, what the fuck am I going to... I can't, like, do that. I can't run with him. But in the 1500, everyone believes they can run with him. Everyone believes they can win.
But everyone didn't, like, that long ago.
But I think the step up has been, like, seeing that Jakob can get beaten and also seeing other people beat him, not just one person. And it's also people that you might have beaten. Like, I've beaten Jake Whiteman and Josh Kerr in races, and they're both world champions. Like, people can now believe that there is an opportunity there that you could probably be a world champion if you just train well. There's no, like... a sense of, like, deterrent on the idea of, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but the idea of, like, not being the best. Like, there's no way of, like, thinking, like, he's so far ahead, like, I can't be the best. Obviously, watching Jared and Jakob do what they did at Pre is kind of like a next level thing, but when it comes to all of the races now, like, people are just not afraid, and they just go after it. And, like, right now, most races are going to be tactical 3:31, 3:29 races. Like, that's just the reality of where the 1500 meter is and how it's been raced. Where even, like, look at Pre, how early Pre is, and they ran 3:45. Like, the winner ran 3:45. That's insane. So early. So I think there is a factor of, like, maybe people just thought, oh, well, those two are really, really fit. I'm going to try and get behind them, and then if they die, I'll outkick them. Maybe that was the mindset with it, because I had been running very, very, like, running races in that way. And I know Stewie is a big factor of that too. Like, Stewie used to be a guy that would just go out to the front, and then people would just defer to him to be behind Jakob or be in front of Jakob in most cases. So I just think the event's changed to the point where everyone's really good.
Yeah. I just think about how many new people, like, since that race 2 years ago, how many new people have run 3:29 or 3:30 or 3:31. And if you've run in that range, I think it's been shown that, like, unless it's a race where Jakob has pacing for a lot of it, no one can you can go with it.
Yeah.
You know, you can always go with it and you can compete. Like, there's no reason you should give anyone a gap because that Oslo 2 years ago, it was. I mean, the gap to third was Jake Whiteman, and what was it, like 3 seconds? 3 seconds.
He didn't even make 350.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was,
So
wasn't even close to
so
what
different.
the race is like now.
It's a very different, and then you have people like Mario, for example. Like, I think Mario's a great example where he was in college, got second in the NCAAs, and then got fourth at Worlds. Like, it's an interesting event because it's just like people are just not afraid, are just going for it, training well for it. And I think that's why it's so interesting. It's much more, I think a Netflix show would be a good idea for it, but I guess people aren't interested in putting a Netflix show on the middle distance event.
Yeah,
apparently it's too boring.
I think we were saying this last year, where it's just a reality now, where there'll be literally 329 guys and 330 guys that aren't making the final.
Dude, there's 329, 330 guys that won't make the team for most nations.
Yeah, and it's like I think if you look back not that far ago, that's like that would have been impossible.
There's gonna be people that have run 329 that might not make their national team. That's insane. Like, to me, that's insane. You would never think that a couple years ago.
Yeah. I mean, other takeaways from the race. I felt like Nave's 334 with one shoe. It's quite impressive.
Wait, he lost his shoe? I didn't know that. That explains a lot.
200 meters in.
Yeah.
Wait, he ran
1,300 meters with one shoe.
Damn.
It's pretty good.
Would you keep racing if that happened? I guess it depends
The
how much
adrenaline,
it
I think
hurts.
maybe he wouldn't like his home race, kind of. Like, maybe he felt like there was some expectation that he should still... He ran 334 still. I think he was last.
No, he wasn't.
Was he not last?
Stewie was last.
Oh, you're right. Stewie didn't have a good one.
That's crazy. I would just be scared because I've seen pictures of people who have done that before where the bottom of their foot is destroyed.
But then he went to Stockholm and raced.
Yes.
And won.
He must have some strong feet. He's got some Olli feet. Olli
Yeah.
has very strong, the bottoms of his feet.
Well,
Eugene would not be a good track for that. That track is like the roughest thing
That's
in the
a rough
road.
track.
Maybe Oslo's like some
the
nice
Oslo
one,
one's pretty nice. It's decently nice.
Good barefoot track.
Good barefoot track. Yeah, personal experience. But but did he lose his shoe? Like, did you see him lose his shoe? Like, what happened? Like, because I know apparently
I think he just got like flat tire or something.
People said that Stewie fell, but
I
I didn't see him.
I also read that, but
I read it.
See it.
Athletics Australia said he stumbled or something.
I didn't see it. I watched pretty closely, and it seemed like he made his kind of usual move to work around the field to try to get to the front, and then he kind of got in a position, and then he just was a little bit more gassed, like he wasn't able to hold that pace and started moving backwards. I don't know if on that process, like, when a lot of people go around you, it can be a bit scrappy. Maybe something did happen during that time, but to me, it didn't look like anything happened to cause him going backwards initially. Like, it seemed like it was just happening because of the race was at that speed. But yeah.
The other takeaway, Tim Chariot's freaking back.
My boy Tim's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see him.
When was the last time he broke 330? Must be a couple of years.
Tokyo. Did you break it in Eugene?
I can't remember. Everything changed.
Kind of cool to see, though. Very nice guy.
Oh, he's amazing.
Came up to me and Luis on the street and like was saying hi.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
Every time
I
saw Tim at pre-meet and we just give a massive high five and we had a good connection when we hit.
It was a good one.
Nice.
Oh, it was great. It's like Tim, and he's like, good, and I was like, hell yeah. And he's like, he's a good bloke. I really liked him. So
he was also 100% ahead of Jakob.
Yeah.
Like, he had that race in the bag.
Dude, I watched it and I was like, why the fuck did I not dive at Australian Nationals? Like, clearly it's like so effective. It's so effective. I thought
he couldn't dive. I thought it was like not illegal, but
he was clearly ahead of him. Like, he had that.
The momentum was very much in Tim's favor until that dive. Split second. We didn't even say that, but yeah, Jakob won the race. I mean, everyone probably listening knows, but he won the race with a big dive. He was going, it was a very classic Jakob race, except down the finishing straight. Tim was definitely catching him, and then had this dive, and then to see his post-race celebration was pretty epic. He like stayed on the ground for a good 15 seconds. Like, literally everyone had run past him already. Stayed on the ground, and he got up, and then he pretended to box. He did some shadow. He did some shadow boxing, and then he went back towards the crowd, celebrated, and then he raced the strawberry. Best mascot ever.
Yeah, the strawberry mascot.
Strawberry.
I forgot about the strawberry.
And then he got congratulated by some of his the other racers, including Olli, and that's when the famous moment happened. Right on camera. It was like the camera was perfect as well.
I don't know why it would be a famous moment. We're just mates. But
we're just mates.
We're just mates.
Blow by blow. We need We need to know what he said.
It's not that interesting.
So you can tell us.
He just said, "Oh, that'd be good on the Coffee Club podcast."
He did not.
No, he didn't say that. He said, "Oh,
Fuck, that would have been
he
good.
said, oh, did I mess up my face?" And I said, "No, mate, you're still a good-looking bloke." And then we both laughed. So as you can tell, the tension between us is could cut it with a knife.
razor.
Well, the funniest thing for me was, and I was going to mention this to him. I chatted to him a bit in the post-race thing, but I didn't get to actually mention this to him. When we were in the call room putting on our bibs and all that sort of stuff, his wife was there, heavily pregnant, and I looked at him. I was like, dude, I would not want to have my wife in a high-stress environment like this, because like, regardless, like if you're the best in the world or not, it's still like, I imagine for a partner, very nervous and very stressful when your partner's about to go to perform, you know. And your wife's like super pregnant. What if she just goes into labor?
Yeah, but you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that
that
son's going to be
born?
running infinite threshold as soon as he's ready to walk.
They were showing her on camera a little bit.
Yeah. No, but
imagine.
and Heinrich, I got the follow from him after the race.
That's big.
A big follow.
must
Thank
have
you.
made a
Thank
very
you,
good-
They
Henrik.
were also
very good
filming
impression.
Henrik quite a bit
Yeah.
in the crowd.
Yeah,
He was
just
loving
looking
it.
good.
He's like, he'll be like a big profile for the sport, I think, when he retires from running. He'll be like a commentator.
Should be a
or some
Norwegian
presenter.
commentator or something.
Some presenter or something like that. He's definitely very good at it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Love
But
that guy.
that's yeah, see, it's not very interesting, is it? You guys
No,
thought it was
it's
something
good.
better.
That's good. No, it's good. I can't imagine what else he would have said that would have been any better.
I mean, the coffee club. If it's the coffee club thing, it's better. If he said, "Oh, this would be good to talk about in the coffee club podcast," I was like, "Yeah."
He said, "What you doing tonight, boy?"
And then he,
Yeah.
or he said, "Where's my merch?"
Yeah.
Because we haven't sent it to him.
Oh, we did promise him merch. didn't
Yeah,
we?
I haven't sent it to him. I gotta send it to him.
Yeah, that would have been really funny, actually. Epic, though. Well, nice race. Another step forwards. Looking very good.
Yeah, I'm in the
Set.
top 20 rankings. It's
Hell
huge.
yeah. Let's go.
Breaking 20.
Yeah, climbing my way back up.
So Oslo, the thing with Oslo is I guess it probably was it cold for a 1500 or was it good?
It was a weird. It was okay.
Because it was
Like perfect for 5K.
Yeah, it looked like perfect.
and then the weather
5K
changed dramatically after that. But it was like more like a little windy. But
Temperature was nice.
Yeah.
windy. But
For that.
from where we sit, the most impressive race of the night was the 5K, probably the best 5K of all time. With it was touted as a world record attempt quite a while ago. Well, they said they wanted to break 12:30, and they had chapter guy like he attached to it because he's the current world record holder. It makes sense. He's Olympic champ, etc. But he hasn't been like showing that form to go run, 12:35. Like that was crazy when he did that. But that were kind of, I think it was kind of him asking. I don't know. At least the me was making it seem like it was him that was asking for it. But then along with him was so many other, like most of the other best 5K runners in the world were there. And so it made for some amazing 5K racing. The pace was hot. I think they went through 3K, was it 740 or pretty close, 741 maybe?
741,
I think,
742.
Lowest 740s.
Luis was there on the pace.
Luis, right on it.
He was looking.
It's
real
funny because
good.
we
He's
had dinner and he was telling her I was like, "Oh, you're gonna what are you gonna do in the race?" He's like, "I'm just gonna get on that pace, baby."
Yeah.
I mean, once you get to a certain level, which he's clearly at, it makes your life simple. Just
Not
thinking-
many were prepared to go for it. There were
Yeah.
9 guys, 8 of them, 8 Africans and Luis. on it.
That's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, they went through a really quick 3K and then they were just speeding up at that point.
Every time that Yomif waits for 3K, immediately 60s.
My turn. It's my time to shine.
2K to go. He's like, all right, we start rolling 60s.
Yeah, and
Every
he
time.
looks so good doing it. He looks so smooth, and people start dropping off as you would expect when you're running that pace. Except a couple were able to hang with him. One of those being Mr. Hagos Gebrawet. And
Who else hung on? Was it
Kiplimo,
Kiplimo, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Cheptegei was there initially, and then he started dropping back, but then Kiplimo came up, and I think he was the other one that looked pretty good. I think he ended up coming third. Running.
I think he still broke 1240.
Yeah, they're running
So crazy.
I think it was the
time.
only time ever that like more than one person had broken 1240 in a race.
Yeah,
I think they were saying.
so it was like just unreal pace. But then, and Yomif was still leading at the bell, I think, and then Hagos just
Took it right at the
dropped
bell.
to 54 last lap.
That's so.
I think
insane.
they ran 460s, and then they closed in 454 for
Yeah,
2K.
just absolutely unreal.
so insane.
To run 12:36, and the world record was 12:35, and that's a world record which if you think about it, it's mind-boggling to think.
What's the average per lap for that world record? 60.
It's
right?
under 60.5.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because if you go and try to run at 60.5, you're like, what the fuck? Like they run this pace for 5K. It's just unreal. And I think even though it was said to be a world record attempt, you're pretty skeptical because it's just so fast. But then at the end, it's like, oh my God, like he's like, he might do this. He ended up being, just 1 second off with this massive last lap, but
It didn't even look like he thought it was that crazy.
No, he's pretty chill, wasn't he?
He's really chill.
Just chilling. Ended up being the second and third fastest 5Ks all time. Yomif broke the Ethiopian record, Kenisa Bekele's 5K record, which is
No. Hagos is Ethiopian.
Oh, sorry.
But you're right.
He was under.
They both might have been.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah.
But I think he was under Bekele's time then.
What's crazy is that's the kind of national record you just assume is never going down.
Yeah.
Like you never see Ethiopian national record.
It's a very rare record to see like go down. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like, I don't know, those two. Because I think Yomif's time was a 38 in the end.
38, yeah.
Yeah, so just absolutely crazy.
So he didn't actually drop off that much.
No.
Like it's kind of that's
It was
crazy.
just the
He
last
just a
lap.
fat 54 from
Yeah, that means Yomif still closed really hard, especially after leading for 4
after
laps
doing his usual
straight.
60s.
Yeah.
The world record holder was 9th, maybe? Chip guy?
Yeah, he was back quite a bit. Guatemalan national record, 1250.
Huge.
That's pretty
12:49 would have sounded so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swedish record, Andreas. Shout out to Andreas, friend of the podcast. He
Also
ran-
12:50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another amazing record.
Swiss national record, also 12:50.
Yeah.
They were all right
Dominic.
next to each other.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dominic. Just unreal. You look at the result list and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
You
Must
watch
have
it
been-
and it's still crazy.
Yeah.
There's all those
South
little
African
things
national
next to it.
Did Adrian break the South African national
I
record?
think he
Must
might
have.
have.
12:55 or 6.
Something around there.
1256, I think, yeah.
Something around there. So, absolutely. The pacemaker ran 12:49.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
You didn't see that?
He stayed in?
He stayed in and ran 12:49.
Who was it?
He was an Ethiopian.
What?
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
I didn't know that.
That's so fucked
He-
there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He could probably break the world record if he was paced. If he
someone
was
needs to pace
paced,
him.
yeah, someone needs to pace him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, just unreal race. Hagos breaking 13 for the second, well, not the second time at Oslo, but both times in Oslo. Was it 12 years apart or something like that? So, what year was that? What year was it 12 years ago?
2012.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
London Olympics.
Crazy. I
Yeah.
raced him in 2013, fun fact.
Really?
He beat me by like 3 minutes. He had run 12:48, I think, at that point, or 49 maybe. I'd broken 15. Then he raced in cross country in Bydgoszcz, and he won the race by so much. So, yeah. Crazy to see someone come back like that.
That
He's
is
pretty good at
insane.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I'd say he's doing pretty well.
Pretty good.
George's
good.
ex-roommate from Monaco.
Oh, yeah.
Re-
How'd you sleep, brother?
Monaco roommate.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. He must have been freezing in Oslo.
I was going to say, you had no AC on, right? He kept turning it off.
Because he won in Monaco. He was loving it. It was like 35 degrees every day. And he ran like 12:41. No AC. He'd just be like under the covers. It's like
Really?
30-something
If it was
degrees.
30 degrees, he probably would have broken the world record. then.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's too cold.
Yeah.
That was probably his post-race analysis of his race. It was a good race, but it's too cold.
Yeah. So sick. Was it? I can't remember any other. Is there anything else worth mentioning from Oslo?
Wolholm got beaten, which was big, I thought.
Santos.
He's running everything, man. He's crushing it. He also bleached his hair. It's cool.
Yeah.
Good to see. Love it. Love a
What
little
do you
hair
think
dye.
inspired him? Or does he always have
What
bleached hair?
inspired him? I was actually interviewed next to him with Mitch
Yeah.
when he was doing the interviews, and Mitch was talking about how my hair was blue before, and he was saying, "Oh, you should do that," and he's like, "No," and just walked off. I was like, "Yep, definitely did inspire him." But yeah, I think
I can't really think of anything else.
there's not much.
We do have to we have a mini shout out to Blake Rogers, who is a super fan that was in Oslo and
Yes,
asked for a ticket in the Discord, and then Jordan Donnelly to the rescue.
yeah, he came and hung out with us. With our
Jordan
post-
gave him a coaching credential.
coaching-
So this doesn't work every single time, but if you ask in the Discord if you need a ticket, I guess at least sometimes, it's not a 0% chance someone will give you a coaching
It's a
credential.
lottery. It's a lottery.
And
It's
you'll
pretty
get
much a lottery.
You get a
But
VIP experience.
he stayed afterwards and hung out with us, and we did a workout, race workout on the track. I almost got hit by a massive truck when they were trying to remove everything from the track in lane 4, doing threshold. George Treadmills was loving it. And then he was hanging out with us, we're just chatting, having a good time. He loved it. It was an amazing meet, so which it is. It's one of the best. I mean, it's one of my favorite meets of the Diamond League circuit. So it was lovely to meet him, and I'm excited. I think he said he's going to go to Paris.
Wait, is he American or is he British?
He's American, but I think he was trying to get a visa. But he realized that he was in like Norway's not part of the EU. They're part of the EU, but they're part there's separate factions.
Not part of the Schengen.
That's it.
You don't need a visa to go to France, though.
No, I think he was talking about some visa, but I didn't know what the visa was. He's American.
Cool.
Isn't it crazy, those guys that stand outside the hotel?
Oh, the signature people?
Yeah, and they go to like every single Diamond League on the circuit.
Yeah, I just look at them like, I mean, like, credit to you guys, but like, are you really making money from these? Like, I don't know.
Is that what they're doing? Are they selling?
Yeah, they sell them because you can look up. You can literally look up how much your autograph is worth. You can look it up. Also, sometimes when they ask me to sign, I was like, why do you want my signature? I always think that. I was like, why do you want mine?
That's pretty valuable.
Couple bucks.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, it's €5.
€5.
My signature.
Nice, that's a good value.
Same as Whiteman's.
But
that makes me not want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, George, you're limited edition, bro.
Mine this time was like so many photos of me.
Yeah.
Like printed out.
Yeah.
That's when it's kind of weird.
I mean, it's not very genuine. It's like, they're just selling them. So
Yeah.
I think that you would have a pretty good, like, moral, I don't know if moral ground is the right way to say
pretty
it.
Good case for not.
To like say no.
Yeah, but this
Like,
might be
they're just selling
they
them.
might be trying to feed their families or something like that. That's what I think. It's like,
One of the guys was like, "Oh, can you do an extra one for my twin brother or something?" I was like, "Oh, maybe."
That sounds genuine.
Maybe they're genuine.
Maybe they're just good at lying. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, they're pretty funny. They're just everywhere.
Doing the whole diamond, that'd be crazy. That's what you just do for the summer. Go to
where do they stay in Monaco?
No, probably not in Monaco.
Mm.
Unless they're doing really well.
Yeah.
Unless they've sold
The
some
top
good,
ones. The top ones are staying at
unless
the.
they've sold a couple of. What's the most valuable?
Probably Jakobs, I would say.
A couple of Jakobs.
A couple of
in Oslo,
Ferraris.
probably Jakob.
I
In
bet you
Stockholm,
he's
probably
saying no,
Mondo's.
Don't you reckon Jakob is saying
Oh,
no?
he'd say no. Yeah.
I reckon
don't
he's saying
think
no.
he's saying
I think
no.
that a lot of the top people are probably saying no.
Well, the top people wouldn't be at the hotel anyway. They're at a different hotel.
True.
They're at their own private suite. Well, we were hanging out with Jakob anyway at his house. He was talking to us about it. Remember, George, when he made that duck confit? He's a good cook, Jakob. Although he was just listening to ABBA. He was listening to a lot of ABBA and cooking duck confit. And had a very nice New Zealand All Blacks apron. So
I was wondering, well, where they do stay. I'm pretty sure I saw Mondo in the Stockholm hotel though. But maybe he was just there picking shit out.
I think a lot of the stars stay in the hotels often.
well, we weren't in the main hotel this time around though. Because of Europeans, that you have to book it 2 years in advance, and they had to reschedule it because it's usually during Europeans is when Oslo has been in the past. So then they separated the two hotels, and the hotels weren't as nice. They're still nice, but weren't as nice as that big one that they usually do in Oslo that everyone loves. So maybe they might have put people other places. Maybe.
Fair enough.
Not
Fair
sure.
enough. So that was the Oslo Diamond League, but that was Olli's experience of it.
George,
what was your experience? Because you had a race in Stockholm just 3 days later.
Just a few days later. George didn't make it to the meet, unfortunately.
George didn't make it to pre-meet either.
I didn't make it to pre-meet. I didn't make it out of bed, in fact, on Wednesday. Actually, I went downstairs to get food. I lied. I did get out of bed briefly to get food. I think I went downstairs twice to eat. So pretty exciting day.
Yeah, honestly.
Pretty great trip to Oslo, honestly.
The first day was good.
First day was
we had a good
nice.
time the first day.
Yeah, I want to
honestly.
hear about that transition from an amazing day one.
We had a good
Yeah.
And
first
then what
day.
happened? You just
The
started.
transition was not great. I mean, we were like, I felt good jogging. I had a suspicion leaving Eugene that things weren't 100%, but you can't really say that these days. You know, it's like taboo to say that.
It's okay not to be okay.
Shout out, good for the sport.
It's
It's okay not to be okay. Isn't that right, Gus?
in Eugene, but people love talking about the pollen in Eugene. Like, people love blaming that. And so I was trying to tell myself that any symptoms I was feeling were pollen related, even though I've never had allergies in my life. And nothing was bad enough to the point where it was worth mentioning. So it was just like, every day I was like, tomorrow I'll wake up and feel great. It's just like a bunch of travel and racing and, you know, sleeping schedule all off. And then every day I just didn't get any worse, but didn't get any better. So, and then had a nice, what was that, Tuesday we recorded the pod, so lucky we got that done. And then Wednesday night just hit me quite hard, unfortunately. Fever, like massive fever, headaches, all the good symptoms you can think of, and just spent the next like 48 hours like in a state of either shivering or sweating and basically not sleeping.
So you were self-contrasting.
Yeah, I was just taking contrast.
I've heard that's
bars.
really good for recovery.
Your body was just contrasting itself because it wanted to recover for Stockholm.
Smart.
It's probably the sickest I've been in like 5 years, I want to say.
Wow, 5 years.
It's
what about the Whole Foods hot bar? Remember that in New York? You were pretty fucking sick after that, bros.
All right. The sickest I've been like virally,
yeah.
sick. As opposed
not
to
food poisoning.
As opposed to I've tried that a few times. I get sick quite a lot. I don't know what's going on.
You've been unlucky, I'd say. You've been unlucky because you've been sick during meets, not sick like during training. It's been when you've been traveling or been at a meet, you've been sick. Or
I was also sick right before pre. Remember, I didn't come to practice for a day or two, like a week before pre. Oh, that was like minor, but
yeah,
I forgot it. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I tried to tell George you got to take some mushroom powder, and he said I already do. So then I'm out of suggestions. I don't know what else you could be doing.
So you got to take a shit ton of turmeric.
George, are you taking turmeric?
Shit ton of turmeric.
As you die?
No turmeric.
Turmeric. Or what I do, which is really, really good for you, you go to McDonald's and you order a quarter pounder with cheese and a large.
Did you go to McDonald's yesterday?
Don't forget the nuggets.
Yesterday, a Snarf burger. I'm moving up in the world, bro. I'm back racing. I don't need to get McDonald's anymore. I'm a Snarf burger. To be fair though, I did went to shout out to Jason Ross. I took him to Black Belly to get that burger. It's so good. Anybody that comes to Boulder and is looking for the best burger in Boulder, Black Belly has it.
Do you think it's the best Boulder?
He says the best burger he's had in his life.
The best burger I've had in my life. Yeah,
that's pretty high praise, huh?
I gotta try it.
And bro, I'm telling you,
I've had the sandwiches.
I'm telling you, my brother, I've had a lot of burgers. It's the best one I've ever had. It is. It is like for me.
Is it a cheeseburger?
It's a double bacon cheeseburger, but the elements of the burger.
He said that.
He said so fast.
Professional.
It's a double bacon cheeseburger, but the way
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you right now, the way it's layered beautifully like a beautiful short rib lasagna that George makes. It's layered perfectly. Like, you know when you get burgers and they're just like they're either soggy or they're not layered certain way. Like the onion's too thick, the tomato's too thick. It's layered perfectly. It's fresh.
What's the cheese?
And the mint is amazing. American.
Is the cheese on both patties?
Yeah.
Was the bacon on top or in the middle?
Bacon's on top with melted into the cheese. Pickles are below the meat, which is interesting.
No, that's how I make my burgers.
And then they put the sauces. They put the sauce on the bottom, a little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the top, and then the lettuce, red onion, and tomato are like very, very well like cut. Like very well layered. But I took Jason because I hyped it up way too much. And I was like, I need somebody else's opinion. But Jason said it was good.
He said it was incredible.
Okay,
yeah.
I really want to make like a vlog of us all going there and try it.
The burger's only $21, which is actually not a bad price.
As you said that sounds really expensive.
Well, the thing is, if you think about it, like,
yeah, but if you put only in front of the number, it sounds better.
I know, but I know what Olli means because it's a pretty expensive.
Like restaurant. If you get a rack of ribs or a lamb rack or whatever, it's like $56.
Yeah, it's an expensive.
Whereas like
restaurant.
the burger's $21, and honestly, the burger's amazing. So if you're going to treat yourself, $21 burger, and it's a big burger, you get a big load of fries.
The fries are included?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty
good. And you get like a little mustard Dijon aioli on the side. I just want to go there for dinner now.
Let's make a video.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's amazing.
Do you have to double after this?
Unfortunately.
Damn it.
We could have gone to Black Belly Morgs after this.
Probably skip a double.
Yeah, but I think you might need a bit of fast food, a bit of cholesterol, George, in your system. Maybe that will help your sickness.
I do think red meat is
red meat's good though, isn't it? When you're sick.
It's good all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about fish oil? You know the fish oil thing? Do you guys ever do that?
That's for your brain though.
Well, right? I didn't have enough of
omegas.
But
Not really sure what omegas do.
I've been squirting that in Gus's drink, and he can do my taxes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that's
because he's got my quality taxes. I said, Gus, here, squirt. This
is like a very funny aside. As we've gone to a couple, Olli, it was just really fun to see Olli was giving Gus like all these like really nice supplements like in his literally, was it fish oil?
Fish oil omega-3, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, Olli, why don't you take some of this?
I probably do need it because my brain cells and my brain power is at a
But it was just
all-time
funny
low.
to see that you were giving Gus like these nice supplements, and then for yourself, you're
Well,
just like, "No, I
he's
don't
running
need
our
them."
company. I mean,
Yeah.
I got to give the guy the goods, you know.
No, it's
But,
it's very good of you.
Yeah, his diet's probably better than mine. It's the same thing. But what about like so George? Did you have any methods into trying to pass the time? What'd you do for 48 hours when you were just stuck in
we were
that bed?
able to do anything.
Yeah, that's a good point, Morgs.
Double down on the sauna.
Yeah, just said, no, the sauna's I'm gonna sweat it out.
I was a big proponent of the sauna when I had COVID, but I didn't get back in the sauna. Apparently, the sauna is good for head colds, but not if it's in your chest.
If
Like-
you can sauna and it helps you, then you're definitely like a lesser level of sick.
Yeah, which is what I would consider when I've had COVID, being like very mild. Like when I've had COVID, it's always just been like a head cold, basically like a headache and stuffy nose. Like this was, I had the flu in 2019, and this was like as bad as I've been since then. Maybe it was.
Wait, did you
Maybe
have
it was the flu.
I was gonna say you had the flu in 2019. I remember in 2019 something big happened around the world globally.
No, that was 2020.
Oh, that was 2020. Sorry. It is called COVID-19, but it's fine. I think Geordie
Oh,
started
yeah.
COVID. Geordie started COVID.
No, it was in like, it was after indoors,
Okay.
before outdoors.
Wait, is that why it's called COVID-19?
I think it was
Yeah.
like December,
because of 2019.
Yeah.
or November or December 2019.
It's
know,
called COVID-19.
I've never known that before.
Oh, really?
I've never known
Seriously?
that.
How did I know that?
Wait,
Shit.
there's a funny video of Trump talking about why it's called 19. You remember?
Oh, yeah. God.
I can't remember what he said, but it was something like he also
It was
he didn't- he
something
also
that was
didn't-
completely
he has his own
erroneous.
reason.
Yeah.
also didn't know why it was called that. I think
So stupid. Anyway.
I can't even remember what I did.
So, yeah, did you like... I feel like... There's
I
so much you
wasn't
can
watching
do.
anything.
You weren't watching anything?
I don't
No.
think
Were you
so.
reading?
I was reading a little bit.
Napping?
He
Probably
finished
trying to
book
sleep
3.
again.
I didn't even know that you were reading Red Rising.
I did read all 3 in the
What?
last couple of weeks.
So
Or
you read
few
them
weeks.
pretty quick.
Yeah, they're quick reads. They're good. I like the first 3. Who knows?
You said the first one's your all-time.
I thought the first one was really good. The second 2 the story gets kind of crazy.
Yeah, we're talking about Red Rising for anyone who didn't
Yeah.
catch it.
First book was great. It's kind of like a Hunger Games vibe.
Yeah, that's why I like the first. I mean, the first one will always have a pretty special place in my heart, which is hard for the other ones to hit. But I love the whole trilogy.
Well, Jason was telling me he was getting treatment today. He's taking a break. He finished the 4th book, and I'm like near the end of the 4th book, and he's reading The Will of Many because of Morgs. And he said he's 200 pages in. He's obsessed. He loves it.
The Will of Many is another amazing fantasy book by Australian author.
Yeah.
It was recommended to me by Ed Trippus.
Yeah. He's loving it. He was like, "Tell me, dude, you got to read this." I was like, "I know." Morgan was telling me about
It's
it.
really good.
Yeah. So that's exciting in
Similar,
the reading
yeah.
world.
It has similar vibes to book 1 of Red Rising.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Did you
How many
have?
times can we interrupt George's
Yeah, I was
story
gonna
right now?
Well, I'm just.
My
yeah.
story's really boring though, because
We're just.
was
I'm trying to
literally
figure out what
doing
you're
nothing.
doing.
But so what is that? Well, it's like Wednesday, Thursday, day of the race, and I get like fever breaks like Thursday during the day, which was nice. Like got rid of that.
Were you considering just flying back to the US with Olli at any point? Or just
No.
not racing generally?
I mean, maybe I get to that in the next couple of days, but not then, because I actually got out for a jog Thursday afternoon with Ritz before the meet, just because I felt like I needed to, I don't know, like honestly just get out of the room partly.
Get
Like
some
I've been
fresh
out
air.
for a couple of walks, but just to like see if it was physically doable, and it was alright. Just jogged around really slow from the park for a little bit. But Ollie's race was at like almost 10 o'clock, and by then I was like so sleep deprived from the last 2 days, and I was like, all right, if I'm gonna race in 3 days, I need to do everything I can to like make it even slightly possible. And so I went to bed.
You sent me a nice text.
I stayed up.
Yeah.
I watched the race in bed, and then I closed my iPad and
Yeah.
wait, no, it was on Norwegian TV with Norwegian commentary. I watched it on my TV,
Yeah.
and then I went to sleep. And then got up the next day. I just didn't think about it because I was like leaving the next day for Stockholm, and I just really wanted to. I thought it was possible that I just kept thinking like, all right, it's just gonna be like 24, 48 hours. Like I'm gonna knock it. Basically, I was confident I could break it, break the back of it.
Best taper I've had in my life was when I was sick.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
Wisconsin
Yeah.
cross country, right?
Well,
B10s.
that
Or, like,
wasn't that
a
wasn't
few
the
weeks
best
before,
one,
right?
but it was a different time I'm thinking of. But I think there's something to, if you just hit it right, you get these super.
Well, because you were sick during Big Tens, and then you won.
I was sick before Big Tens, but that was actually, that one was a pretty bad sickness because I didn't run for like 5 days during that one. So that one I wouldn't say was my best taper, but when I was younger, I got like a little bit sick the week before a race, and I took maybe 1 day off because of it, and felt amazing in the race. So
there's a
it's
secret
good.
there.
There's always, it's good to have that hope, you know.
Yeah. That was what I had. That's all I had. I had some hope.
That's all you need sometimes.
Got to Stockholm, and actually I did like a run that afternoon, like Friday afternoon, and did some pickups in the middle just to like, with Fritz on the bike, to see if I could, like, what would happen if I was breathing a little harder. And because I was obviously supposed to work out during the week, and I was supposed to have done hurdles. So by then I hadn't hurdled in like 2 weeks, at least, I think. So I was already feeling a little bit apprehensive about that, and I hadn't done anything since the race, like, and faster than some very easy jogs with Olli. And I mean, I was trending upward a little bit. Like I was feeling a little better, but I could not. My voice was completely gone in Stockholm. I don't know what happened in my chest or in my throat, but the meet like asked to do an interview the day before, but I literally like couldn't hold a conversation. I had to tell them no because I was like, I can't do an interview right now. I literally can't talk to anyone. It's kind of like what my voice is doing now. I guess it's kind of it's dying on us. So we're gonna wrap this podcast up before that happens. But for some reason, like my voice was just going up, and like it'd come back for a little bit, and then I'd like talk to a couple of people, and I don't, just like for days I could not say a single thing.
It's a good excuse though when you don't want to talk to someone. It's like, oh, my voice, I can't.
Good way to get out of the interview.
Sorry, I just can't voice, you know.
And had a terrible pre-meet on Friday, which like, I mean, like, no, obviously I felt like shit. Like my muscles were just like so sore. I was kind of trying to describe it to Jason yesterday, and he was like, yeah, you probably just like were crazy dehydrated from being sick. My back was like aching. My back's still really sore getting up. And I like tried to get a flush from like the treatment guys that go to Diamond Leagues, and my muscles were just like bruised afterwards. It was a bad decision. Like they just made me so sore, which was weird, but just like, I don't know, can't do anything about it at that point. But basically, like the day before, I was like, all right, I'm not going to be 100% by tomorrow. Like, it's just not going to happen. But I basically had to reframe it in that I'm only doing 2 steeplechases before the Olympics, and I hadn't done a water jump since September. And I pretty much just had to kind of recalibrate and say, like, all right, it's not going to be 100%, but I really need the hurdles, and I really need the water jumps and the experience of being in a steeple race, even if I'm going to run like 8:30 or 8:40, like whatever, however bad it was going to be. Like I'd just been doing no hurdles. You know, I don't practice water jumps with actual water, and so I just had to sack up basically and put myself in it. And I felt decent by Sunday night. Like it could have been a lot worse. You know, warming up felt all right. I wasn't I wasn't coughing or anything. Breathing felt fine. Like my body had held up it like decently. Like just fatigued obviously from days of like not sleeping and probably not eating much without much of an appetite. But got to the start line and could have been feeling a lot worse. And you know, I was trying to frame it in as positive a way as possible to still take on a pretty good field, and it ended up feeling a lot better than it could have. And in mostly in the hurdles and the water jumps, like water jumps felt super natural actually, and like I was really happy that I was able to get over a few, like with both legs feeling good, and just run some hurdles in a group again. Like even I asked John Simon, the Canadian guy, like during the warm up, like if we could do some hurdles together, basically just to do hurdles next to someone for, you know, the first time in 9 months or whatever it was, and they're feeling pretty good. So,
Wait, did you say yes?
yeah. We just
Just making sure.
It was
I was
good.
like,
And then he said no.
yeah. Looked at you confused. And
He
it's like,
said, we're about to race. You'll get to go then.
no. How do you say no?
And we got out pretty hot. I mean,
Very hard.
the front of the field got out in like 2:36, which is like 7:40 something pace.
It was so funny just to see them completely disregard the pace lights. They're so,
It was
so far in front of the
ridiculous.
pace. You guys were probably near the pace lights.
I think for a lap or two, like our group was like on the pace lights
yeah.
at 8, which were at 8 minutes. And I was telling him, like, it is a little skewed the first K because you get 300 meters for free basically without a hurdle. So you may as well get out pretty hard. Like, you may as well make the most of that little flat bit of running without a hurdle. So it is always a little faster than the next two, like, in terms of having less hurdles. But yeah, I felt solid, and I was like, I ended up running 8:14, which last year would have been a time that I was, I would have been pretty stoked with that. No, I would have been really stoked with that last year. And if I can run that this year, feeling hopefully as bad as I'm ever going to feel going into a race, then, I walked away pretty happy with it, to be honest. A couple of weeks ago, I was kind of looking at it like a really good chance to run, somewhere between 8:05 and 8:10. I thought that was super realistic. But just knew that was not on the cards.
Well, now if you look at it, the way you run
up to it,
it's like 7:40 should be easy, bro.
7:40.
Yeah, I reckon you do
I
something.
agree.
Dude, you were
I
sick.
agree.
You were so sick.
That's at least 30 seconds.
At least 30 seconds. Dude, 48 hours, no sleep. You fucking couldn't speak. Dude, 30 seconds at least.
Yeah. That's
I
what,
reckon
that's
you
what Jakob asked Jakob. But
Yeah.
I think he said that he would
said that he would have like beaten everyone blindfolded. I reckon you could have won by minutes if you.
Should I try the steeple blindfolded?
Yeah. Honestly, you should do the steeple
Yeah.
blindfolded and healthy, and you'll run like 7:50 or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So it was like,
honestly
yeah.
very impressive. After like hearing from Ritz about it all, it's very impressive, George.
Very,
very, very
impressive to
impressive.
reframe it like that as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, because, last year, what did you start last year at? 8:30?
A ball sack, right?
Not counting the first one because I literally wasn't trying. But
That was ball sack? Well,
Yeah.
no, what, the first one
like,
was...
that was also Mount
was Ball
Sac.
Sac,
I did
yeah.
2 at Mount Sac in a row. The second one would be, I'd say, more
I
realistic.
forgot
as,
how
like,
many
the first one.
steeples you
did
raced
a lot
last year.
last
I
year.
had to do so many to like learn how to do
I
it.
forgot how many you did.
And that was why this year I was like, all right, I'm only doing 2. Like,
Yeah.
I can't not run and make it 1. Like,
Yeah, fair.
that just seems...
Fair enough.
I just think I
technically,
wouldn't have...
2 before the Olympics, right?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, sorry.
So if I was like going to scrap this one, I was like, nah, I just got to get it done.
Yeah.
Makes
And
sense.
yeah, could have gone a lot worse, and I came away pretty happy, and my body held up. I'm not sure if I might have fucked my chest a little bit. Just the last few days have been pretty brutal with just shit in my chest. I don't know if that would have happened regardless of racing or not, but probably didn't help, to be honest. Wouldn't recommend it. Coughing up some crazy phlegm. The days before the race, my phlegm was like fluoro green.
Really?
It was,
So you had Shrek phlegm.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
You
It
should
was
have watched
pretty
Shrek.
nasty.
That would have helped it. Shrek's a
Like,
great
and that's
movie.
why sleeping was so hard. Like, I would have to like go to the bathroom and like cough up like a bunch of phlegm like in the middle of the night. It was really gross.
Sounds like a scene
Sorry
of
for-
Alien. An alien's
Yeah.
just going to pop out of your chest. Well, you're very impressed, George. We're very
Yeah.
proud of you because that's not easy, and also I know it can be like you travel all that way and it's annoying. It's your first tip of the year. It's a very, very frustrating thing to get sick before that, but you handled it beautifully. So we're very proud of you.
Yeah. Gonna do another one in a month in Paris, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
I
And
like,
it's 7:30 or bust, right?
yeah, absolutely,
Reframing.
Reframing it.
We're reframing it to 7:30.
for sure.
Awesome. Well, it's
Stockholm was incredible this year, though. Last
the
year,
vibes.
if you know, the vibes were outstanding. My sister and fiance came from Amsterdam, where they live, for the weekend. So spent a couple of days with them and felt good enough to at least go out for some meals and some coffees. And the weather was primo this time around. I don't know if anyone remembers from hearing from me last year. It was like it just rained every single day, all day, last time I was there. And the meet was was like the worst meet conditions people said they'd ever had last time. And this year it was an absolutely stunning evening of track and field. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Epic city. It's actually such a good running city.
Really?
Yeah.
Like soft surface and stuff?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Trails are
I
so
gotta go
good.
there.
All right,
There's-
we've got to go on
gotta
the
get out
3K
there.
of Stockholm.
Like the
Yeah.
track is just on the edge of this forest that it just turns soft surface outside the track. And like I was warming down with the Swedish guys, steeple guys, because I would like try to get them to take me into the forest because otherwise you get super lost.
Take you into the forest.
Oh, that
That's
sounds
what I
like
said.
okay.
I was
I've
like,
seen
can,
that before.
can I come with you guys? Like, so I don't get lost.
They'll
And
take
he
you into the
said, "Can I come
forest."
with you guys?"
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And he said that
That'll make you feel better, George.
you can just run for like 20, 25 Ks in there, like easily.
Very nice.
That's just, and
25.
that's just behind the track.
Did you do it?
No. Damn. Did 5 Ks.
Oh.
Not bad.
Nice
Sounds
little cool
lovely.
down.
It's like visually, it's one of like the prettiest stadiums because it's looks very old, traditional,
Mm-hmm.
kind
Well
of.
kept.
Yeah, and it looks really cool how close the stands feel to the track.
Yeah, I think Oslo and
It's
Stockholm
nice.
are good like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like old stadiums. They hosted, I think Stockholm had the Olympics in, it's like 08 or something. That's when that stadium's from.
1908.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow,
Which
that's
is crazy. It's a little smaller than Oslo, like 15,000. Oslo's more like 20, I think. But they're both like really close.
They're
Fans are
good
great.
stadiums, man.
Got a bunch of cheers on
Yeah.
like jogging down to the,
I mean,
to the start line. I was a lot pretty. We were talking about like the cheers being introduced at pre,
oh yeah,
like on each person. They only introduced Germa and me.
Hell
That was a
yeah.
lot of pressure, and it was in Swedish, so I didn't even know what they said. But
Let's go.
I was like, damn, I don't think I'm running with Germa today. But thanks for the shout out.
That's hype. Man, that's cool. Yeah. Well, like it's awesome that you were able to reframe it and what's the opposite of a ceiling? A floor. Your floor is very high, which is what results in, amazing consistent performances, and that's overall like probably the most important thing is just to keep raising that floor, and then magical things will happen. So
That was a good way of looking at it.
yeah, it's awesome. Great job. And it was a very, like, watching it is a very weird steeple race because they just went out so quick, and then like even Germa kind of died, like in terms of
Yeah, he kind of did. Just his last lap, even
he
looked like he was going to break
not
8
not that
by a bunch.
Yeah, he was hurting a little bit for sure. So
Yeah.
some good performances in the race, but yeah, not like crazy. Just in terms of like people dying. But there were some other good races. There was a very good women's 1500, which Shinto was in.
Cinta.
Which there's
Last
a funny
minute
funny
call-up.
story. I think she found out like 2 or 3 days that she was in the race, and she found out while she was flying. She was planned to fly to Florence, so she was on a flight from Denver to Munich, and then during that flight, she found out. Well, when she landed, she found out that she had been accepted into Stockholm, so then was very quickly able to luckily change her next flight to go over to Stockholm to
I
join.
can't believe they let her do
join
that.
the
It was
gang.
crazy.
Yeah, and it was like an hour. Like it was very, very short, like layover and all that. So, and she ended up running 4:03, which was another step forwards for her. I think that's her third fastest time ever. So in terms of, she's also got some good momentum going into Europeans and all the big stuff that's coming up in the next couple of months.
Laura Muir won?
Yeah, 3:57, I think. Bit of a weird one. They went out a little slower the first lap. Like Sinter's first lap was 66, which 64 pace is 4 flat. So it's a little bit slow, especially for a Diamond League 1500 for the women. So it was an interesting one, but yeah, it was a really good race. Some great Aussie performances, a lot of Aussies in it as well. And
The men's 8 was crazy.
oh yeah, men's 8. What's his name?
Dibjadi or something.
From
Algeria.
Nigeria. There's a couple of good Algerian 800 guys right now.
He'd just run 143 in Ostrava like 4 or 5 days before.
Yeah.
Came to Stockholm, ran 143 again.
And just the way he ran it was he just
Normally the
blasted
800
last
is like
200.
Normally the 800, you just get like almost progressively slower. Like it's like who can die the least in the last 100 meters. And he just blasted everyone
And it was
away in the last 100.
Bryce was second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
But
Bryce
he was like
pretty-
2 seconds back or something.
pretty damn good right now, we know. So that was a crazy race. Men's 3K had a good battle. It was a few of the people were doubling back from Oslo and a couple of others. And the pace was not, like, compared to what you'll see in some other Diamond Leagues, not like the fastest, but it was like a
Made it a cool race.
Yeah, it was an honest pace, which made it really good. Lots of people in it. Nordesk getting the big
W.
dub with like a 53 last lap. So kept his shoes on and was able to get it done.
Must have been
looks
fair.
pretty good.
He was in like 9th at the bell or something.
Yeah, 9th or 10th. And he also had to run a lot of that because there was so many people there in such a small space. He had to run like lane 2, a lot of that. So I guess he is pretty fit.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for the Norwegian national champs now. Nordas versus Ingi.
No way that happens, right?
No, it is. They're running it. I've
They-
heard they're running
both
it.
of them?
Yep,
For
they're running the
real?
1500. They're both, and guess where it is?
Somewhere in
Where?
Norway.
Jakob's hometown.
Sadness?
Yeah,
Sadness?
that's what it is.
No way.
Yeah,
in
George
Sadness?
Mills was telling me about it. He said that's going to be the coolest trials to watch, other than obviously the UK one. But
We should go.
How?
we should go and do a podcast there.
That's insane that they will both put themselves in it.
But
I hope
I
that
respect it,
happens.
man.
Yeah, I
I
hope that
respect it.
I agree.
Who's the best in Norway right now in the 1500? Let's find out. Let's race. I love it.
That's
Yeah.
freaking sweet.
Dude, that's going to be an epic race. It's going to be like 327. Just the two of them just lapping people. Oh, my God.
Laughing people in a 1500.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, so that was Stockholm. I think we've kind of run out of time on this episode because next on our list we do have the World Athletics Ultimate Championships, which I think we'll want to give a bit more
I feel like
time.
we need to give that a good rundown.
Yeah, because I think we probably have some things to say. So we'll save that one for next week. And then our very quick preview of everything else will just be make sure you watch Europeans and NCAAs. Will be such good racing going on as there always is at these big championships. And then
How about a 5K prediction?
for
Oh, yeah. 5K.
Men's 5K
prediction. Men's
Saturday.
5K. That's the most exciting event for me, personally.
Nico Young 12:55.
I'm gonna Kai Robinson. I'm gonna say Kai.
I would love for.
I'd
Kai
love to see Kai win.
to
I
defend.
know Nico's is so good, and I love Nico as well. But I'm gonna defend my countryman, Kai.
Hey, what did he say? No one's defended that. No one's won 2 5Ks in a row
Oh,
since.
I don't
Who
know
was
who
it?
would be.
So they were just posting about that.
I
Was
didn't
it
see
Cheers?
that. Did Chaz win? He probably did.
Maybe it was Cheers.
would
I
make
guess that's not
sense-
that
It
long.
makes sense for Chaz to do it.
But it's
I-
been a decent while.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Parker,
Parker
what's his
Wolf.
name?
Parker Wolf.
He should be in it.
That's the thing. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being similar to indoors, but it'll be interesting to see what form Mr. What's our nickname for blanks? Shooting blanks.
Shooting
Shooting
blanks.
blanks, graham blanks.
See what form he's been able to get back into after like a somewhat serious injury, but he looks like he's bounced back pretty well. And then there's obviously so many other good 5K guys in the NCAA, and a lot of them are focusing on the 5K. Jackson Sharp from Australia, shout out. Lots of really, really talented guys. So
That's gonna be so good.
I think Nico. I know it's boring. I wish I didn't have to say this, but I think Nico will.
I agree with you. I'd love to see Kai win, but I think
He is the fastest PR from 800 to 10K. Like, there's no way he can't just be a very heavy favorite.
Yeah. I don't know, but crazy shit happens in the
okay.
sport all the time.
Obviously,
Favorites have been beaten before. That's why they're
we're
on the
running out
race.
of time. But how would you beat Nico? Like, how would you
I'd
race
take him
Nico?
up before the race. Before he starts.
Yeah, just smash his kneecaps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd look to.
because he can do it all. But what would you do? Like, I would probably put a lot of pressure on him. Maybe
Bro,
a bit.
If you think about it logically, the most likely way that he's getting beat is in the slow race and a kick down.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, if someone else tries to lead it out, he's just going to sit on them and out kick. Like that's like great for him, I think. I think when you bring more chance into it,
Slow it down.
which then it's more likely he'll get beaten. And I think it's a slow race.
Just slow it down. Right.
So I think you just make it
You just
slow.
gotta be even fit. You just gotta be as fit as Grant.
Because, well,
It's Grant Fisher.
the thing is, Nico does
That's
have
who
the
beat him at the
fastest.
10.
He does have the fastest PBs, but he doesn't actually necessarily have the fastest kick in a slow race. Like we don't actually know that.
That's true. So we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be a great race.
What do you think, George? What would you do?
George is he's pondering here. He's
Like,
pondering.
It's not possible.
Come on, George.
And are you?
Give us your thoughts.
I don't know. I think it's just gotta be in the last like 50 meters.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's just going to be
Yeah.
a slow enough race where it's like just brings way more chance.
Because
into
he
it.
winds it up real early, like 600, 800, 1K out.
If you can stay with him, then you might have a shot.
Yeah.
Everyone else should make a line in front, block him off.
Mm.
Yeah. See, that was the thing with Chez is that Chez, the only time he did get beat, well, actually he did get beat in some other ways, but he had a crazy kick as well.
His arms would
Like
come out like
everyone
this.
knew how good his kick was.
You remember his arms would go from side to side, like really like short.
Yeah.
And everyone also knew that he was probably at some points close to 13-minute 5K shape. So, but Nico, probably similar profile. So,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But then also, like we don't have time to preview it, but New York Grand Prix and Portland Track Fest both have some really awesome like 1500s and 800s and just like cool stuff going on. So we're not going to do much more than that. But we'll be paying attention, and hopefully next week we'll have some good time to recap all the action. Like Kermit the Josh is racing.
Kermit the Josh is racing.
No, the 800.
Yeah.
Yeah. He loves to go to Portland and run an 800.
He does. And Saffron Hassan is also racing.
Is she doing another 5 or 15? Or maybe
I
both?
don't
Maybe
know,
both.
but she could honestly just do both and break the world record and then go and run a
Both of
marathon.
them. Yeah. And
That's,
then Sage running the 800 in New York. That's going to be a good one as well. She's had
crushing
some great momentum.
Crushing
Also, shout out to our new teammate Zendaya.
Yeah.
Just joined.
Yeah, is it Zendaya or Zendaya? How do you...
I normally actually say Zendaya. I don't know.
Jenna was giving. I said Zendaya, and Jenna was like, "No, fuck, it's Zendaya."
Yeah, George.
But I don't actually know if she was. Right
She's our new teammate. She's going to be joining the podcast.
We'll just ask her when she comes into practice.
We've already confirmed and locked it in that she's going to be joining the podcast. We don't actually know, but maybe we'll get on the podcast. Who knows? She's part of the team now.
Ritz is coaching her.
Final surge. She's on her final surge. She's doing 20 minutes of cross training once a week.
She's in the group chat, I think, right?
Yeah, that's that new number. The guy.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, number I don't have.
She's our new steeplechase talent.
Yeah,
everyone was hearing about.
Yeah,
yeah. She's pretty good at hurdles.
There was a pretty good meme that came out of there's a photo of Sage like after a race, the way she was like sitting down, and then the next to it was Zendaya for her shoot with on. It's the exact same pose.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I
think it's on Sage's story, memes. But it's. I mean, it won't be obviously here anymore. But yeah, it's she's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to
to the team. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Lots of amazing stuff to cover in these to watch and check out in these next few days, which we'll be catching up with next week. So look forward to that one. But yeah, that's it for episode 140 of the Coffee Club podcast. Once again, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye bye.